Hello friends, good morning to all. Today we have to see the nutrients in the soil. In the previous lecture we have covered chemical and biological characteristics of soil. In this lecture we have to see nutrients in soil. As we know that there are three types of nutrients in the soil: primary nutrient, secondary nutrients and micronutrients. So generally we have to see in particularly we have to see primary and secondary nutrients. So let us see primary nutrients. There are three primary nutrients in the soil: NPK, in short it is called NPK, nitrogen, N for nitrogen, P, P for phosphorus and K for potassium. So let us see one by one. First primary nutrient is nitrogen. Nitrogen, it helps to the plants to encourage above ground vegetative growth and resulted into green color to the leaves. It is very important nutrient so far soil is concerned, because whenever there is a sufficient amount of nitrogen in the soil, and if we grow a plant in that soil, then the leaves of the plants are so green and it looks so nice. That is effect of sufficient or optimum nitrogen in the soil. It governs the utilization of potassium, phosphorus, calcium and other constituents, because it increases the cation exchange capacity of plant roots. Means whether roots can uptake the nutrients or not, that is determined by the nitrogen availability. It is formed by the plant itself with the help of nitrogen cycle. There is no need of extra addition of nitrogen by the farmers, because there is a nitrogen cycle which itself functioning and providing nitrogen to the plant. Nitrogen cycle is naturally available in the nature. Most of dicot plants store nitrogen in nodes of their roots, particularly groundnut and soybean. These are the plants which helps to grow the overall quantity of the nitrogen in the soil. Nitrogen fixing bacteria helps them to complete nitrogen cycle. Particularly rhizobium, azotobacter and trichoderma are the bacteria which are nitrogen fixing bacteria and which complete the nitrogen cycle, which completes the nitrogen cycle, and the level of nitrogen get increased in the soil. The size of the leaves increases and turns in green color. The more important use of the nitrogen in the soil is it increases the soil, it increases the leaves of the soil, leaves of the plants, and it turns the plants or leaves in the green color. Lack of nitrogen restricts the growth of plants, both top and roots. Less nitrogen in plants leads to fall in the carbohydrate and protein synthesis. When there is a deficiency, there is a problem in the carbohydrate and as well as protein synthesis into the plants. Second nutrient, primary nutrient, is phosphorus. This nutrient is relatively immobile. It forms insoluble compounds with calcium and magnesium at low pH. Very small amount of total phosphorus in the soil is soluble and available for plant uptake. It plays a vital role in the plant life. It forms a high energy phosphate which require for many reactions. So whatever the reaction, internal reactions occurs in the plant, that help that's for that it's phosphorus supposed to that particular reaction. This is available in plenty in plant but can useful to plants like nitrogen phosphorus. This is an essential part of the process of the photosynthesis. Whatever the photosynthesis process occurred during daytime, that for that process phosphorus is useful, or phosphorus supports to that process. And as we know that only photosynthesis is the process by which plants can make their own food, and that's why phosphorus is important. It helps to blooming and root growth of plants. Phosphorus also useful in seed germination, fruit ripening and cell division. Whenever there is a germination of plant, or as well as the ripening of the fruit, as well as cell division occurs. At that time, phosphorus supports to the plant. It improves the overall quality of grain. Low availability of phosphorus in plants lead to turn in yellow color of leaves, which are similar to deficiency of phosphorus. Means whenever there is a deficiency in the soil, deficiency of phosphorus in the soil, at that time leaves turns yellow color, turns into the yellow color, and which affect on the overall production. Next primary nutrient is potassium, that is in short it is called K. Potassium is a compound of many soil minerals, so that many soil that release potassium to the plants as they wither. Means this is the compound which get weathered, or as the soil weathered it get released in the soil. The availability of potassium in adequate stage determines general tone and vigor of the crops grown. It is useful to resist the diseases by a strong root system. It supports to develop the strong root system into the plant. It helps in the formation of carbohydrates and proteins. It is essential for starch formation and proteins. Main or important characteristics of potassium is that whenever plants or fruits are in a mature stage, they require more potassium. It also useful for translocation of sugars. Means whenever there is a ripening process, particularly in the grapes, sugar cane and many fruits, at that time they are in that ripening stage, potassium is required. At the same time, it helps in the formation of tuber development. It regulates water in crop and accelerates enzymes action in photosynthesis. Deficiency of potassium encourages poor root system, and fruit and grains have great influence. It develops small grain size. Means if the potassium is not in a sufficient manner, in a sufficient ratio, then there is a small grain development, or size of the grain should get ban, or there is a problem in the size of the grain as well as fruit of the crop. So this is all about the primary nutrients. Now we have to see the secondary nutrients. Magnesium. Magnesium is a part of the chlorophyll in all green plants and essential for photosynthesis. It helps to activate many plants enzymes which are essential. Means in the primary nutrients we have already seen that phosphorus helps to photosynthesis, and magnesium is a part of the chlorophyll in all green plants. So chlorophyll determines the color, green color, and that's why magnesium is should be in a sufficient manner. It helps to activate many plants enzymes which are essential for the growth of soil minerals, organic mineral, fertilizers, and dolomite limestone. These are the sources of magnesium for plants. It plays important role in the formation of carbohydrates, fats, and vitamins. So whatever the fruits or grains or cereals and fodder we are growing, or farmers are growing, that completely determined by the or the fats or vitamins determined by the magnesium. It assists in the uptake of phosphorus and regulates the uptake of other nutrients. The deficiency of magnesium is shown by older leaves. It is very difficult to identify the deficiency in cereals. General chlorosis develops on leaves, and reddish coloration near margin and tips are appearing. Means whenever the tips and margins uh, get turns into the yellow color, that is the indication of deficiency of magnesium. Next is calcium. It is an essential part of cell wall structure. It helps to promote early root development and growth of plants. It also improves the uptake of other plant nutrients. This affects the translocation of carbohydrate in plants and encourage seed production. If there is a deficiency of calcium in plants, they can't grow and expand in normal position and shape. Means sometimes we see that fruits are not in a proper shape, fruits are not proper ripen, fruits are not in a proper color. So these all are the symptoms or indications of the deficiency of calcium, and so that calcium is also important secondary nutrient in the soil. Last secondary nutrient is sodium. Sodium is important nutrient. Soil can be classified into three classes based on availability of sodium in the soil. Means first class of soil ranges less than 1 milligram per 100 gram of sodium. नाशिक, मालेगाव, सिन्नर, नांदगाव, चांदवड, पेठ, निफाड, त्र्यंबक, इगतपुरी, दिंडोरी, सुरगाणा, कळवण, आरती तहसील which shows less than 1 milligram per 100 gram of sodium. And second class of soil is rated as medium and has the range from 1 to 2 milligram per 100 gram of sodium. So this indicate that sodium is important a nutrient in the soil, and that is all about the secondary nutrients in the soil. So today we stop here. Thank you very much.